Hello, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you could get some sound out of your bass guitar. And I know there was a lot of information in my other video. Now I will go for some tips about how to play along with the song. Again, I choose ZZTop because they are much easier than the other groups I mentioned, but later we could go for a more challenging song. But what I wanted to say is really you don't need to learn a lot like a whole song, complete song to play, but you may have seen in Sharp Dressed Man that there are some sequences that are repeated along the song. Basically, you have a few sequences that are the same, the different parts of the song. Usually, a song has an intro, has some verses, a bridge, a chorus, a solo, a guitar solo usually, and an outro, the ending of the song, sometimes, not always. And the bass guitar usually does the same sequence during all the verses, and the different one during the chorus, and the different one maybe during the guitar solo or during the intro. And so actually you just have to learn those sequences, those basic sequences, and then you can just play them as they are, or you can add some floritory, you say some arrangement or your own arrangements from your heart to make them a bit different, to just play with your spirit and just also keeping the spirit of the song. For example, in Sharp Dressed Man, the verse sequence for this song is like this. As you know, there are two measures of this, and again, and then you repeat this on the two verses, the same one. So the complete sequence. Finally, this is the accompaniment, the sequence you use during the verse. But sometimes you will see that the musicians advance the change of the note or delay it like this. Yeah. So instead of playing just 8 notes of each, in some case I did 9 or 10 or just cut it before and jump it to the next one. It's like to make it a bit different. Sometimes you can use some passage notes like this. Yeah, sounds good. It's not out of tone, it's just a passage, some notes instead of jumping directly to the note you want to hear. And in the bass guitar there are a lot of things like this, like slides. You know, instead of just going to the note, you can slide like these kind of things. Some hammer like this, or popping of finger. This kind of thing, just added to the basic notes, makes it for more fun, more to give a different spirit, things like that. Yeah. Another tip: once you know better the fretboard, you'll see that some notes are repeated at different places. For example, the A note, this is the third string open, is the same note you have in the fourth string at the 5th fret. But even if it's the same note, by pushing with the finger, it makes a different, how can I say, it doesn't taste the same. This is not the same, or a bit more. Here, this one open is brighter, and here is like more dark. So you can also, using the same notes, you can make a different sound just by choosing where to play the note. Most of the time you will choose the place depending on how easy it is to change to the following note, right? Here's another thing. In the song we saw, like, all the notes have more or less the same duration, like this. Yeah. All the same. There's another way of playing, which is called swing, where not all the notes have the same duration. The first one is longer and it's playing the same notes but like this. It's a different way of playing. It's called swing. It's used a lot in jazz, but also in songs like Lagrange here. There is some part which is a bit more difficult, but usually you have 4 sequences. For the first, there is a lot of time without a bass guitar at the beginning, and after a drum, I don't know how you say redoble in English, filling, go to the lyrics with this pattern, which is the third string open, and then on the same string, the 3rd and 5th fret, like this. Yes? And just repeat this many times. Actually, the actual play is something like this. Yeah, but we don't need to do this last popping. Just you can press the 3rd and then the 5th and start again. Remember always to use your thumb to keep the 4th string from moving, and these other fingers you just help to avoid that the 1st and 2nd string vibrate, so you can play like this. Yeah. And after the first part and the second part, while the guitar is playing the solo, the sequence, there are different notes but with the same scheme, like the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and the second one on the 1st and 3rd, like this. All the same. An alternative is to play in the 8th fret on the 4th string and the 6th and 8th from the 3rd, like this. Yes, there are same notes at different place. I will play here because it's easier to jump to the next sequence, which is like this, in the 5th. This is very slower, like this. Then the 4th, then the 3rd, yeah, and then the 3rd string open twice, then the 3rd fret and release it, and then the 1st string 2nd fret, like this. You have to release it so the sound changes, or if you can't, you just release it without caring about the sound, something like that, like this. So this 3rd sequence, which is a bit more difficult, is like this. Yeah, and they actually add another sound here, but don't care about it. Another thing you can do, if you feel comfy, is like actually it is like this, and not just the 4th, but sliding 3 to 4, like this. Yeah, this is the actual way of playing. Sorry. And then there is a short silence, and then they start again. You can repeat the beginning sequence, like this. Now they actually do this, like they insert some 3rd fret notes every 2 or 3 notes, like this. Instead of this, they do. If it's too difficult, you can just repeat the same as the beginning, keeping the 3rd string open. They do this kind of changes, as I said before, just to make it not the same during the whole song, to do more variation, and that's all. At the end, I think they just add a few notes, but actually I think this is the whole song. I will try to play it along the recording. Now I will start the song. We're gonna have a break here, but just be aware of the drums. After the filling, we enter with this part. Yes, 3rd open, 3rd, 3rd, 5th. Yeah, this is the one we are going to do after the filling. Well, hey. Very difficult for me to keep on time. I will do the same as in the beginning. Actually, well, I have to start again to re-record. Give me your loving, because I had some mistakes in the version I did before. So I shall try to explain the parts of the song. They are quite easy. You have just one part is for the intro, which is all the time C note, yes, third fret in the third string. All the time. Only at the beginning, the first measure in the intro, they do something like using the second string on the third 5th fret, and then to the C note, third string, third fret, all the time, something like this. Yeah, and that's all for the intro. For the verse, it's also the same note. In the verse, and in the chorus, we have this note, the first fret on the third string, then the first fret on the fourth string, the F note, and then again to the C note, something like this. And then for the guitar solo, all the time is the same note most of the time, but then there is a change in the music. I show it over the song, and you have to play here the F note. This is the first fret on the fourth string, then the third one on the fourth string, and back to the C note. Yeah, and there are some variations later, like one stop, then this note again. Yeah, some slide at the time, starting at the 6th on the third string, and sliding the finger to the third fret of the C note. Yeah. And for the third verse, it's like a variation on this. Instead of playing all the notes, they do something like, yeah, only some notes are played. You can listen carefully to the song and you will notice this. You can just repeat the same note, you can do your own way of playing it, just using the same note, but not all the time. And the chorus is the same. Yeah. And after that, we come to another stop, and then until the end of the song is all the same. So it's quite easy. You only have to pay attention to the song. When it changes, you can count the measures, but usually you don't count while playing, because it's very easy to miss the count. It's easier to learn the song, listen to it, and learn when to change. Yeah, I will try to play the song on the YouTube video, and I'll explain in it the changes. Yes. We're playing on the YouTube video. We have to wait for the drum roll, 8 measures, 8 times. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. During the intro, we are playing the same note all the time. We don't need to count because we will listen now the verse singing. All the same. And now the chorus. Yeah. Repeat. Keep playing the same for the second verse. Chorus. And repeat. And now we'll go to a full stop. And again the C note during the first part of the guitar solo. And you will notice the drums changing when we have to change. See the drums there? The drum roll. Usually the drum is a good guide for the bass player. So there are a few variations: playing, stopping playing, and then slide to go back. The new verse has a different version. You can play all the time the same note, but this is a nice variation to make something different. But be careful. Chorus. The same as before, and repeat. And now I'm going to stop, and then with the slide we go back, listen to the drum. Now, and we will play this same note all the time to the end of the song. That's all.